Hello everyone, and welcome to my 9th grade English course. My name is Ms. Joffrey, and today I will be discussing with you literary elements. To begin with, we will define literary elements as typical structures used by writers in their works to convey his or her messages in a simple manner to the readers. So in other words, literary devices are used to help readers appreciate, interpret, and analyze a literary work. A literary work can be an article, a book, a journal, magazine, or what have you. Some literary elements you may have heard of before, such as a simile or a metaphor. These two examples are just some of the very popular devices we use as writers in order to enhance our works. In fact, let's dig just a bit deeper into how they affect our writing. A simile is a way of drawing parallels or comparisons between two unrelated things. The comparisons are usually tied together by the words as or like. For example, saying, "He was as quiet as a mouse in front of the teacher," is using a simile to compare a boy to that of a mouse in terms of the levels of noise that the boy was giving off. You could have just simply stated the boy was very quiet. But instead, using a simile for comparison creates a visual in the reader's head and allows them to imagine just how quiet a mouse is, and then in turn, relate that to how quiet the boy must have been. A metaphor can have the same effect. A metaphor is defined as describing one subject with the use of another subject in order to draw a comparison. In stating, "Freddie is a pig when he eats," you are using this type of literary element. It is a lot like using a simile, as you are comparing how a boy eats to that of how a pig eats, and once again, giving the reader an image for what you are trying to portray. But without the use of the words as or like, it is considered a metaphor. Now we'll move on to a less commonly known device called alliteration. Alliteration occurs when a series of consecutive words have the same first consonant sound. Phrases like "Sally sells seashells down by the seashore" and "Walter walked wearily, wondering where Wally was" are both examples of this device. Since nearly every word in the sentences begin with the same sound, it is labeled as alliteration. Can you guys think of any examples of alliteration? Another less commonly known device, but also a highly used device, is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named. For instance, in sentences like "Splash, Jimmy jumped in the pool." Splash would be the example of onomatopoeia. Other words that are associated with this element are boom, bang, clap, and pow, but the literary element is not limited to such examples. Now that you know this, you probably realize that we use onomatopoeia in our daily lives. This is just another occurrence where literary elements impact our thoughts and speech. With that being said, it is your turn now to research some less common literary elements. In order to teach yourself and your peers, you will be creating a booklet of literary devices either by hand or on the computer. I will give you personally a list of 5 terms you are to define, give an example of, and draw a picture of. These booklets are to be completed by the end of this week, and you will only have today to work on them in class. I will leave you now with some examples on the screen as well as a sample booklet going around the classroom. Have fun with this project and don't be afraid to get creative. Good luck.